Welcome back, everyone. You know, many of us have been stuck at home. We know some of you are doing that right now, stuck through the pandemic. It's had an impact on our economy, society, kids, and a major impact as well on abuse victims. This morning, the United Nations is labeling the spike in domestic violence reports a shadow pandemic. In the United States alone, domestic violence incident rose by a little more than 8% after the pandemic lockdowns. And across the world, the number's crazy, increasing 25%. And we know shelters and nonprofits, they are struggling right now to keep up. So this morning, A New Leaf has a new option for victims in urgent need of shelter. Joining us this morning is Dana Martinez. She is the program director at A New Leaf to tell us more about a new grant that's really going to make a difference. It's so sad to see this situation happen, but it's happening and it's a rising problem here.
It really is, Tessa. Thank you for having us on today. I want to talk a little bit about our DV Stop program. We have an overflow program for people when there is domestic violence going on and they have a really unsafe situation and all the shelters are full. We can put them in an overflow program temporarily until we can help them access shelter or other resources.
How is this working? I know so many people need the help. They're not speaking out. They're not looking for, they're not asking because they're embarrassed or they're afraid, most likely. We have the number up on the screen. We'll keep showing it to you. But how can you help these folks? Where will you put them up?
So we have temporary locations throughout the Valley, primarily in hotels, that will allow us to keep them there as long as we need to until we can help them access, like I said, a safe place to stay, whether that is a shelter, whether that's a friend or family that they know is safe, and sometimes even helping them relocate out of the state if necessary.
That is wonderful. What are you hearing from the violence victims here that you guys are able to help, especially right now in this time?
Many of the people who are reaching out to us once the situation has escalated to a point where they're just no longer safe. Previous to the pandemic, people used to reach out at other times because they had more of an opportunity to reach out. Now, because of people being more isolated, staying at home, they're not having that opportunity to reach out when they're, prior to the situation getting really bad. So a lot of times what we're seeing is more dangerous situations that victims are coming from. Many more victims coming to us from the hospital, from having just called the police. And so we're really having to focus on their health and their safety and getting them out as quickly as we can. We're able to expedite those services for them and get them out typically within, get them to a safe place, typically within 30 minutes to an hour.
And it's not just individuals, but we're talking about families too.
Absolutely. We serve families of any size. We do see a lot of singles, but also families that are really trying to get out and get safe. We serve probably about 50% of our clientele as families and 50% as singles.
Well, we are glad that I know the Arizona Lottery, some of that money provided is for this grant, over $100,000. So we're grateful for programs that are helping to make a difference and keep these people safe, like A New Leaf. So thank you for shedding some light on that, Dana. We appreciate your time and appreciate what you guys are doing.
Thank you, and we're grateful for the Arizona Lottery as well. Thank you so much for your time.
So if you or someone you know needs help with a domestic violence situation, we know it's so hard to separate yourself, to move past this. You're afraid, or maybe that person you know is afraid. That's why there is help always out there. That number to write down, 800-799-7233 or 844-SAFE-DVS, and the National Domestic Violence Hotline there on your screen as well. So there is help out there. Do not be afraid to reach out.